Welcome to the Connected Sphere. This whole episode is going to be short recordings of speaking to people as they're on their way to Forwards Festival. I thought it might just be a nice way to do little short podcasts and see if I can get to know the people of Forwards Festival. So today I've got Zak with me. Hi Zak, how you doing?
Hi Richard, thank you for having me. This is amazing. I just saw the setup and I was like, let me come along and say hi. But yeah, this seemed like an amazing idea, to be fair.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's you're the first one, so I appreciate you coming over.
I appreciate that.
Nice. And yeah, what brings you Forwards today?
I don't know really. I think I was just sat at home like maybe 6 or 7 months ago, and then I got into this artist called Doechii, American rapper, and then I realized she was doing a show in Bristol at this festival, which I'd never heard of before. And then I immediately just like straight away booked a ticket on my credit card and didn't look at the price.
Nice, yeah.
And then I found out like 2 days ago that she cancelled, but it's okay because a lot of my other favorite artists
is that
are
the person
on.
that cancelled last minute? Yeah. I don't know anything about her, but a lot of people were talking about the fact she cancelled.
Yeah. To be fair, is what it is. To be fair, I hope she's all right. I don't know what the reason was. Obviously, like time or mental or whatever. But I hope she's all right.
Yeah.
But luckily, all of there was like other like artists I really love on the lineup as well. So
Yeah.
like, is what it is.
Nice. So actually, the reason you were here was like the person that got you to book.
Yeah. It's crazy how it turns out, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. What do you do when you're not going to festivals? Like, what do you do as a job?
So I'm a climbing instructor by day, and then by night I do my stand-up comedy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're becoming a stand-up.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Trying. So it's been going well.
That's a fascinating topic. I've always wanted to talk to
Yeah?
someone about that because it's like,
Opportunity.
to me, it looks like the hardest job in the world.
Sometimes it might feel like it, or sometimes it might feel like the easiest job in the world. To be fair.
Yeah. It's on that knife edge all the time.
It's on a very. The more you overthink it, it's like. But that's maybe with any like creative or maybe artistic thing, where it's like the more you plan it and overthink it, sometimes it's not the best idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes the more you have like some kind of idea, and you kind of just like let loose and let the jokes flow.
Yeah.
The more you have fun.
I think that to me sounds like one of the hardest things about it is that consistently, night after night, you have to put yourself in such a relaxed flow that it won't work for the audience unless you're in that place.
Yes.
Which is baffling how anyone gets good at it, because like it must just be that you have to be awful, and then there's one night where like it clicks or...
It's a little bit like in the beginning, it's not so much that you're awful, because I feel like anyone who tries it thinks they're funny to some extent, or you're funny around your friends, you're funny around family. It's a little bit like trying to convert it on stage and trying to figure out how to present yourself on stage. But to be honest, it's not like you're awful, it's more like I'm nervous. And I'm nervous, so you're nervous for so long in the first few months. So the first 6 months, I was like shitting myself almost every night.
Absolutely,
I was shitting myself, but like before the show, so every single time. And then after a while, you kind of get used to. I was like, it's fine, it's okay. I've done this before, so you kind of get used to it, and then that kind of wears off. So you're kind of like like toughening the leather a little bit. But to this day, I still get nervous sometimes. But it's a much easier thing than before, where it's like you're on such a. I feel like even this week, to be honest, like on Wednesday, I felt like I was gonna pass out just with how nervous. I felt like I was gonna pass out and throw up at the same time. And then you come off stage and you're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah. That thing you said about kind of everyone thinks they're funny, in the right dynamic, everyone's funny.
Yes.
How do you go about like dissecting that and putting that into a solo piece? Like that's quite a task, isn't it? Because everyone can be funny. In
context,
in the gap between me and you, people can be funny. Like, but to just create that yourself.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I always say that, like, if you give anyone enough time, they're gonna be funny.
Yeah.
They're gonna make you laugh at some point. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you talk to anyone for like 10 minutes, they're gonna make you laugh at some point in that conversation, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like with stand-up comedy, it's a little bit like you have to be funny right now, so you don't have that much time. But also, we don't know you, and also you have to set it all up and then make it funny.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like if we're right now, we might be talking about the festival, we might be talking about life or whatever, and then that's kind of gives me like a context to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you've got a microphone and you're just standing there, you have to create the world and then
It's so hard.
make fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which that's kind of the fun part as well. Which is hard, but it's
Yeah.
kind of the fun part as well. Where it's like, yeah, you can talk about absolutely anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Might not work always though.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's like that writing process is to write something that looks fluid, but you're setting up the joke. Yeah,
Yes.
there must be quite an art to that.
Yes, well, exactly. So it's like maybe that's like one of the hardest parts where you're making this seem like, because I think most people don't know, it's like you might be telling the same jokes over and over and over again. But I think when I was younger, or when you were younger, when you're talking to your mates, you make one joke and then you move on.
Yeah.
You don't remember that joke.
Yeah, and the funniest stuff you say is just lost to the elements of time. Just like
Gone.
Yeah, yeah. Within an hour, you can't even remember it.
Exactly. So it's how do you make it seem like you're making this up on the spot every single time? How do you make it that natural?
Yeah.
So that's kind of tough to kind of get your head around. I didn't like it in
Yeah.
the beginning. My first couple of months, I was doing like a new set every time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
I already
yeah.
told those jokes. I was like, every show, I was doing a new 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that sounds fun. I had a radio show once when I was living in New Zealand, and it was a music show, right? So I was playing
Yeah.
music. All I had to do was come on, introduce the show, explain what the show's about,
Yeah.
and then start playing music. Right?
Okay.
And I had no idea how hard it would hit that talking to nobody or potentially everyone is a totally different kettle of fish.
Yes.
Suddenly, I found myself like freezing up. And even when I wasn't freezing up, I was talking to the audience as if I need to explain everything. Because like if I talk to my friend, I know that they've seen that movie. I know that they've seen, I know their reference points. I know something about them.
Yeah.
But to talk to somebody that you don't know as a solo piece, it was a nightmare. I couldn't even like talk about a film without trying to explain the whole plot. And then I'd be saying, have you seen it? And there's no one there, and I'm just, I couldn't get past it.
That's also a little bit different, right? But there's no live reaction.
Yeah.
Because you might talk about a film or something, but someone can't be like, at least with an audience, you can see their face. It might be like, oh, some people might have a reaction, they might not have a reaction.
I guess that's it. You're having to sort of imagine what they know, or you imagine like you know them.
Exactly. So I feel like that's one of the first kind of compliments I got when I started, where it was like people coming up to me, it was like, oh, when you start, I feel like I know you already, and I feel like I like you already in a very like camaraderie friend type way. Which is kind of nice, because I do have that flowy, I just talk style. I don't have like a one-liner style. I kind of just talk to you.
Nice.
But yeah, it's but I guess with radio, it's like you don't have that straight feedback. But when you do stand up, it's like you know straight away if it lands or if it doesn't.
It's kind of that radio voice, though. You have to have a radio voice for radio where you can just talk as if you're talking to yourself.
Yes, yeah.
Which is a similar thing in stand-up, but you are actually talking to the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with stand-up, and I love radio. To be honest, like I used to, not so much like growing up, but I think when I got into teenage, I used to like watch radio shows online. I love Howard Stern and I love a couple of guys called Opie and Anthony. I don't know if you know them in America.
No.
So there's a few like big radio shows which I always liked, and they do have that thing where they're just so comfortable talking.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Have you had any experiences with the stand up that have really like, I don't know, been like so jarring, or something just really didn't go right, or something did really go right? Click.
yeah, to be honest, that's like every new idea you have, it's a little bit like you have no idea how it's going. You think you know,
Yeah.
but you have absolutely no idea you're gonna go. So it's like sometimes where you think that something might not work at all, and you just like it, and then it works way more than you think.
Yeah.
And then or sometimes we're like, I think this is gonna work 100%,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then everyone just stares at you like, what the hell did you just say?
It's kind of the first time it's coming out of the echo chamber, right?
Exactly.
And the first time it comes out, sometimes people just go like, "Oh, what's that?" Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, that was doing great in my head. Like, that was a hit joke in my head." Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know. And it's just been like working it out, and it is kind of like a dance in a way. In that you say something, if
yeah,
they laugh or if they don't laugh, they laugh, and then you come back and you might add another element to the joke, and it's a bit like a back and forth thing.
yeah,
I was thinking about this the other day actually. It's kind of like, capoeira. I say
yeah, yeah,
capoeira.
yeah.
It's like
Eddie Gordo from Tekken, isn't it? Have you played Tekken?
I played Tekken.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like 10. I used to like Tekken 3. Was it no
That's
Tekken?
the martial arts that Eddie Gordo does, isn't it? They're
Okay,
like the
yeah,
dance, Brazilian dance
yeah. So
fighting. Yeah,
it's like dancing, and it's like out of nowhere he punches them in the head. But it's kind of like that, where you're kind of like dancing
yeah,
with the audience, but there's a skill involved to it.
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
don't
So,
know why I thought about that the other day, but yeah,
some comedian said once, I can't remember who it was. He said it's outside of the words that you're saying. It's a dance in energy. In
yes,
that you're having to create tension and then
yes,
release the tension.
yes,
And if you create all the tension but you can't release it, then you've just got like this tight audience that are they're wanting to laugh but they can't.
yeah,
So I think it's more about energy. Sometimes if you've got the right energy to a joke, it doesn't matter whether the words are funny. Something
yes,
about that is doing that energetic thing to the crowd.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
which is why I think it must be really hard, because it's like until you get that right and that becomes natural.
Yeah, it's hard because in the beginning you're not completely self confident about your own energy that you're bringing, so you're a bit nervous, and that nervous energy might come out a little bit, right? Which
Yeah.
is completely natural for anyone doing their first like 100 gigs.
Mm.
But then after a while, you're so confident in who you are and the energy you bring, where it's like you know in the back of your mind, okay, this might not work 100% of the time, but I'm gonna try bring the right energy and, like you
Yeah.
said, release attention as well. So to be honest, between someone who's been doing comedy 1 year versus 10 year, isn't how funny they are. It's just about
Yeah.
how confident in who they are and how they bring that out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how they
Yeah.
connect with that energy, connect with their audience.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I've seen people who started and are hilarious, and I've seen people who are doing it, and it's kind of the same thing. You can't say because it's kind of
Well,
subjective
you
as
mean they're
well.
not getting funnier?
Yeah, they might not be getting funny. They might just become more confident in who they are,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and the crowd might just be like, okay, I like that.
What do you think of the idea that, as well as it being like an energy play, like a lot of comedians are using that material to kind of, it's like therapy. It's like if they can say some of the worst things that they think or feel out
Yeah,
loud, that it become, or like traumatic memories, or it
yeah,
always seems to be like taking the piss out of themselves, but as if it's a therapy, as if
yeah.
like you're doing therapy on stage.
There is a very like therapeutic element to it, right? Where it's like people do talk about things that have happened to them or things they're going through
Yeah,
on stage, and they have that sort of reciprocation with the that energy. They're giving that energy, and it's like
yeah,
we're all here to have a laugh, and they know that everyone in the audience, when you're in the audience and someone talks about something that they've gone through or something they're going through, it's a little bit like you can relate to that because
yeah,
they're basically being so raw and authentic.
yeah,
It's like, oh, they're going through something just like how I'm going through something. So just it's that relatability, but it's also that respect of like, okay, you're talking about it and you make it and you're having a laugh at it.
Yeah.
You're poking fun. You're basically we're all going through all this life shit together, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you wanna, you might as well talk about it and like see how many funny jokes you can make of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had like comedian friends tell me like some of the most horrible stuff that they go through, and I'm like, you have to tell that on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just have to tell that on stage. And they're like, no, but this is crazy. But I'm like, yeah, but the way you're describing it now, it would be hilarious if you conveyed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
There is some. So I sort of did some training to be a counselor before,
Yeah.
and they say this thing of like the caution that goes into being a therapist, of being able to hear like someone's traumatic thing
Yeah.
and be able to empathize, right? It makes me think that like comedians doing that on stage just to a load of drunk people, I can't understand that ever going well. But
Yeah.
I kind of think what it is like if the counselor is like empathizing with you and feeling that emotion, it doesn't matter if it's tears or laughter. If someone can get laughter, that's just as much like release that they need for that story.
It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just like when you, I feel like for me, when I get something off my chest, it feels like a genuine release. It feels like I'm just letting it go, right?
Yeah,
It feels like I'm almost talking to my friend in that way. I'm just letting it go. But then yeah. So if first of all, my number one thing is if you got the audience captivated, that's the main. If they laugh or if they're just listening,
yeah,
or if they're crying with you, that's really good in the sense of like you're captivating the audience a little bit.
yeah, totally.
But just from you saying it, you do get that release. It's like, this is what I'm going through,
Yeah,
and then add in a few jokes. It's just, and then you might tie it into something else
yeah, yeah,
or another part of your material. So
yeah, definitely. I've seen comedians that kind of they they have some of the same jokes that are so good that they use, you know, kind of forever. They'll dot in and out of those, but you can almost feel like it's not as fun for them if it's not as fresh.
yes,
There's something about that where it has to be fresh because it has to be kind of what you're feeling, right?
yep,
Um,
yeah. Because
yeah,
when it like becomes a part of your routine, then it might become a part of your routine. So
well, it kind of means you've done the therapy already, right? Like you've
yeah,
shared that story enough that it doesn't have anything left to like come out. You know,
yeah.
nothing needs to.
I watched Bill Burr give an interview recently. You know Bill Burr, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And he said that his entire thing was sort of like being like the angry comedian, and in his latest special, he kind of said, I don't want to be the angry person anymore. I've worked on my issues. I went to
yeah, yeah.
therapy, so it's like I don't want
And
to be
now he's
the
got to come out with a
yeah
totally different style.
yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah,
So like he said, I basically said I don't want to be the leader for angry men anymore.
yeah,
So he's kind of like, um, but some of his fans are expecting that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
he's kind of be like, okay, but that's not me anymore. So it's like, how does he pivot and how does he change and how does he talk about his life in this moment?
yeah. Yeah, I like Pete Holmes is someone that I quite like as a
Oh, no,
comedian.
he's American as well, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he had a similar thing where he said like all of his jokes used to be um kind of on the fringe and stuff like that, and now he wants to do lots of topics about like he's had kind of a spiritual rebirth.
yeah.
But people are there for the like his audience are there for those jokes, like so it's an interesting one, isn't it? Like
It's
what you
amazing.
create as like a stage persona
It's a little
like
bit like,
needs to stand the test of time, right? You need to be able to grow with it.
yeah. It's a little bit like life as well. Like you have to like reinvent yourself. You're gonna grow. You're gonna reinvent yourself.
Yeah,
It's also the reason why I do like certain musicians that are not tied down to one thing that works, where they take that risk and they reinvent themselves. I feel like the same thing. If one day, if I make it to my first comedy special, hopefully I'm not the same person in my sixth or fifth comedy special. That I want people to see that
yeah,
growth. So it's like it's a few things with different artists. I mean, like David Bowie comes to mind. Like there's a couple of people that are like, okay, they've completely reinvented themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm trying to think more in like current time. Maybe like The Weeknd does it a lot. Where I'm a big Weeknd fan, so
yeah,
he reinvents himself a lot, and then he almost tells his fans, "I'm going to reinvent myself,
yeah,
and this is the end of this character." And then
yeah.
these kind of programs, his fans already expect that,
Like
which is kind of
with
interesting.
each album, you think? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
which is kind of fun.
That's a good way to do it, for sure. Just be like, yeah, that bit's over.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
because we're
yeah,
human beings at the end of the day. Like, it's like there are some artists who don't like doing the songs that they made 20 years ago. You know, I mean, and then some people are just like, do that one song, and it's like, but I'm not there anymore.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and it's like,
yeah,
fair enough. But it's
yeah.
like, as a fan, you're like, okay, that's not one song that I want to hear.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then, like, I want to play my new songs.
That's it. It's like System of a Down are just like they're not angry about that thing anymore, so it just gets a bit quieter,
Yeah,
becomes a bit more acoustic.
yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I really love this chat. It's
But I
really
loved it
great.
too, man.
We're keeping them short because what we're gonna do is like bunch a load of these all in
Yeah,
one thing.
I mean,
Do you have some of your comedy stuff online? Like if people
absolutely.
want to look it up.
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram, the Zak Ahmed. So that's TheZakAhmed. So the Zak Ahmed. That's pretty. And then I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't posted much. I posted like one set on it,
Yeah,
but mostly the Instagram is where that nowadays. TikTok is the same name, but I haven't got to start posting on there hopefully soon as well.
nice.
Yeah, I've
And your
always been a
comedy
big
stuff's
fan.
on there as well.
Yeah, comedy stuff's
Yeah,
on there. That's
nice.
where I post my gigs if anyone's in London. And then yeah,
Sick.
I'm also a big fan of podcasts as well. I don't know if I'm going to start my own one 10 years from now or whatever, but
You should, man. You seem naturally curious. You've got a natural curiosity about you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Richard.
Yeah. Really nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on
No
to Connected
worries.
Sphere.
Thank
And
you so much for having me.
yeah, check out his comedy. And yeah, join us for the next one.